playoff berth on the line. The Cowboys just have to win this one, but the Eagles have to win their final 2 games. The big news throughout this week, though, has been the status of Dak Prescott's shoulder. For more on that, we go out to Ed Werder, who's live at the link. Ed?
Yeah, Sam, when healthy, Dak Prescott is unique in terms of being the kind of physical quarterback the Cowboys had never previously had. Prescott, whose shoulder pads have been adjusted to create more protection, interrupted this week when I asked him about playing with a sprained shoulder and what it would have changed that, and he said, won't change. The Cowboys expect, as Jason Witten described, a nasty, dirty dogfight game in 40-degree temperatures. The Eagles punished Prescott in Week 7, hitting him more times than any team other than the Rams, a game in which he left with his shoulder hurt last week. One Cowboys assistant coach who told me when I asked what to expect said, quote, he's going to be the Dak we know. A game plan with quick passes and handoffs to Ezekiel Elliott seems a logical solution. Elliott has never lost to the Eagles and averages 115 yards rushing per game against them. One assistant coach later told me our offensive line is playing off the charts, and our runner, Sam, is motivated by seeing his quarterback playing banged up.
Yeah, a motivated Zeke Elliott is a scary thing, at least concerning. But, Matt, you know they're saying he's going to be fine, he's going to be able to do everything. But you've had this injury. What's the real impact?
Yeah, it's a somewhat of a common injury for NFL quarterbacks, but it's a very, very painful injury. It's the AC joint, which is located right here. He likely got a cortisone injection during the week, which means basically for 48 hours you can't throw a football. And the hope is to get the swelling down. If you get the swelling down, then you're able to feel normal again and throw again. If he's not pain-free, they could inject it with basically what amounts to Novocaine, like you get at the dentist, and you won't feel any pain for 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours. That's what you can do. They're going to probably put a little donut on there to maybe take some pressure off, so when he does take those hits. I'll say this, having had the injury, Sam, he won't feel any pain today. Today it will not be an issue. But next week and the week after that and the week after that, it's not going to feel as good as it feels today. That's another reason why I believe it is so important for Dallas to get this win the division, and get the opportunity to basically rest some of your starters next week.
Yeah, I mean, you heard Ed talk about the physical nature they expect Dak to be, and he's going to need that shoulder today because of the way he plays. It's going to be hard for him to just do the quick passes, hand it off to Zeke. There's just an element about him that has to be physical, and that kind of element is what they'll need. You see simple reads right here when a great player in Clay Matthews is ready to play this, and Dak sticks out that stiff arm. He's not going to go down. He's going to fight for every yard, and there's the land on the shoulder right there. But these type of plays where avoiding rushers, it's a decision Dak has to make. Do I try to extend this and possibly take a hit? Because this is all him. This is the touchdown pass. But this play had no time to develop if he didn't avoid this rusher. This is how special he is, but it's his being healthy enough to say, I'm going to take this hit, I'm going to avoid this rush. And on these runs, these Philadelphia Eagle defenders know, this is from the last game, you're going to have to tackle Dak Prescott. Is he going to take this run or he's going to throw it away? Right there, that decision Dak Prescott is still going to have to make to win this football game. They need 100% of Dak Prescott today,
it's all fun and games until you get hit.
Yes.
And that's what this game's all about. Speaking of hits, hey, Jason Witten said it best. It's going to be physical and dirty. You're darn right it is, and that's the way it is. Hey, all the injuries, all this kind of stuff aside, man, it comes down to heart, pride, and we've seen how physical this rivalry has got over the years. It's going to be that way today. Here's some video to show you, just to remind you how this game's going to go. By the way, Andre Waters, him and Smith's a great one. He never ran for anything when Andre Waters was out there. Same thing here. It's going to be down, smack, Eagles. Bring it today. I don't care about the rankings and all that. Jim Schwartz, let's go hit somebody today from jump.
Rex, who's the more physical team between them?
What's that?
Who's the more physical between these two teams?
Well, it better be the Eagles. And these fans expect that. And if it's not, that's going to be so disappointing. I know what it looks like on paper. But the game's not played on paper. It's played right here, and I think Philadelphia is going to be up to the task.
And I agree with you, Rex. I believe this game is going to be a physical game. This is for the division, man. Let's let it fall out. But let me go back to Dak for a minute. They said that Dak, reports said that Dak hasn't really practiced this week. The chemistry is a little off. both teams offensively have been great on third down. The first drive, the first couple drives, the Dallas Cowboys on the road cannot afford to come out stubbing their toe knowing that Dak's shoulder is really not up to speed today. So when you're looking for something, look for third down, the first couple drives for the Dallas Cowboys. Are they handing the ball off to Zeke, taking some pressure off of Dak? Or are they letting this man throw? Because one thing that I know about playing the National Football League, if my quarterback or myself have not been working together all week, there may be some things off starting the beginning of the game.
Dak's got to put it all on the line this game because you take care of business, you win that division. What's next week going to be for him?
Yeah.
Like a little bye week, isn't it?
Yeah, some rest.
No doubt.
But you don't use you week 17 for that bye week because then that's when you get your rest.
And turnovers early, kind of to your point, Randy. Turnovers early was the story of the game the last time these two teams played. Before you knew it, Dallas was up 14-0 because the Eagles turned it over twice.
Early.
Can't turn it over early as well.
You know, turnovers are a huge factor, and obviously they change momentums of games. But the thing that changes the momentum fastest is a big hit. That's why I keep asking for it. It has to happen today. Philly's got to be delivering
Left
those
hook or
hits.
right hook?
Left hook, Philly. It's Philly, Randy. Left hook. Let's go.
For all the talk about Carson Wentz, this Eagles defense has actually been really good at home this year. They're first in the NFL in points allowed at home since week 5, and they haven't allowed more than 17 points in their last 5 home games. Look, let's be honest, the Cowboys don't have a good road win this year. Their road wins against the Giants, the Redskins, and the Lions, this would be their biggest road win of the year. More on this one coming up. Yes, we're going to pick that game. He's leading you to believe he's picking the Eagles, but I don't know if he's going to do it. That's coming up later in the show.
I'm
But
doing
for
it.
now,
I'm sorry.
let's get to a very important game in the AFC. The Ravens have already clinched their division, but Lamar Jackson takes his MVP campaign to Cleveland today. He leads the league in touchdown passes, QBR, and already has the most rushing yards by a QB in NFL history. Jackson threw 5 more touchdowns last week and was mic'd up in a win over the Jets.
I'm trying to drive the Bentley today. I'm trying to drive the Bentley today. Bentayga. I'm trying to drive the Bentayga. We need to do kickoff right now. We need to do kickoff right now, bro. Run a shot. Run a shot.
The pickup is enough to give Lamar Jackson the single season
Yeah, I'm good.
rushing record for a quarterback in NFL history.
Congrats, boy. Love you, dog. I love you. Hey, hold my quad I just found. Run a shot.
Slings it, caught, touchdown!
What up?
Give me the AFC.
Oh,
I
trust.
never experienced this.
Hey, congratulations. Hey, we did that, not me.
Man, it's been fun to watch. Baltimore clinches the #1 seed in the AFC if they beat the Browns today. They're on a pretty incredible run. 10 straight wins with their last loss coming in a home loss to Cleveland in Week 4. Our Josina Anderson is at First Energy Stadium with more on the Ravens today.
Thanks, Sam. Well, Ravens running back Mark Ingram told me, quote, of course we're ready for some get back after losing to Cleveland in Week 4. But he actually said in that game, I felt like we did have some running success, but the difference was we made some critical mistakes that got us behind, specifically 2 interceptions from Lamar Jackson and 1 fumble loss from Ingram himself. But Ingram was very animated and saying we're down for whatever to get that #1 seed today by any means necessary. Now, as for the Browns defense that was able to sack Lamar Jackson 4 times in Week 4, for. Besides being without Myles Garrett and safety Morgan Burnett, I'm told they'll be without defensive end Olivier Vernon for the third straight week with that knee injury. Now, Browns linebacker Joe Sharpe, who led the way with 16 tackles in week 4, he told me in that game we were able to do some trick 8-man fronts where we had one guy kind of shade the box but also play the pass more. Now we just kind of very simple in doing cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4 straight up with newer and younger guys. And lastly, I talked to Odell Beckham Jr. Saturday evening. He said, Joe, everyone's been saying we're going to play like it's our last chance to get into the playoffs.